Hello everybody and welcome to the Invincible podcast. Happy Cup Final Wembley edition. Arsenal are in the Cup Final, first time in 6 years. Are we all
Wembley.
Are we all sorted for tickets? Is that it? Are we all, you know what I mean? It's a bit of a free-for-all now for tickets, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? So...
I don't think you'll have a problem with that, will you, Mr. Judge? Seeing as all your connections and your Hollywood status.
I'm optimistic.
Club Wembley?
Could be.
Yeah, I think it will be, won't it?
I think it could
Do
be.
you know they're
Yeah.
going for quite a few balls?
It could be.
I've done a couple of cup finals in Club Wembley and a couple not, and I'd rather go in with a
Crowd.
Yeah, if I have the choice, you know what I mean.
With the people, as they say.
Huh?
Going in with the people.
With the people, you know. But you got to get there or by hook or by crook, and we are there.
We are.
What's that? Listen, people have a little bit of a dig at me, saying like, "Oh, I've gone over the top because it's only the."
No.
I'm buzzing. That's the first 6 years.
Well, actually,
It's more than 6 years because
we wasn't able to go at the last.
we wasn't able to go.
So it's Chelsea Cup final,
Baku.
the Mertesacker final. No, don't count Baku.
No.
Baku never happened.
No, only Wembley ones. So we're going to go. It is probably like it is.
2018, wasn't it? 27.
Why is it a Mertesacker final?
That's what we call it. Everyone calls it that because if you remember, Koscielny got injured the week before the final, suspended. Mertesacker hadn't played in the first team for 6 months. Come in and just was unbelievable. And people called it the Mertesacker final.
I love that. Like, was that the Rob Holding one as well? Played. Was it Rob Holding that played? Yeah,
he played alongside wonderful.
Played a wonderful performance he played in that game. And of course, Aaron Ramsey popped up again for the goal. And after a love, was it Giroud cut it back if I remember rightly?
Yeah. They went ahead.
Yeah.
Costa, Diego Costa.
No, we scored first.
Yeah, then they equalised.
Well, didn't they have someone sent off then?
The fullback, what was his name?
Yeah.
They bought him from Palace.
He dived, didn't he?
Yeah, he went off.
And then we went, and then they scored. I think with 10. Did they score? I think they did. And
then bang at the arse.
And then straight down the other end, Aaron Ramsey.
Have some of that.
Have some of that, like, you know. But listen, for me, it was a magnificent night. I think the emotions of it all. I think if I'm going to be, I don't know. Let's talk about this. If it had finished 0-0. Or we won 1-0 with a blatant penalty, which we're going to talk about in a little while.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have been as ecstatic as I would, but because it was the way it ended. Listen, that's the way it went in semi-final. No, like what's the semi-final yesterday? Like, boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
Even though there was 4 goals in it.
But that was the way it went in semi-final.
I thought it was a wonderful tactical masterclass.
Yeah, I do. Go on.
He's obviously got his inner George Graham going there, hasn't he? That was just wonderful. And the way we done it at the end. And of all people ever.
Oh, no, yeah.
And he's going like that.
That was the best. I'm going to say this now. And I've said this before. You know, they go like, what's his name? Cole Palmer when he celebrates that. That was chilled.
Yeah.
Chilled with ice. It was. I don't think he could have done a better celebration. I'd love to be able to talk to him and go, what made him do that? Because like you could jump into the crowd and whatever, but for him to just go that on the badge and then just lean up, I thought it was wonderful.
Do you know what? So there's. I've listened to your reaction on the game. I'm exactly the same. And people were saying to me after it calmed down, you know, I understand it's a semi-final. And the final, you've got to go and win that. But there's, I think, 2 different ways of watching football. One's live when you're there, and 2, obviously, on TV. And for me, personally, my honest opinion is they're 2 completely different experiences.
Yeah.
When you're watching it live, you can get, you know, in a game like that, before it, I was tense, I was anxious. I don't really get anxious and tense about situations in life, but the whole game I was really anxious. I remember on the starting 11, and it was kind of like, you know, I know what's riding on this and how like we've seen these League Cup finals. I've seen Arsenal win this trophy twice, and I remember how great it was, and then how the game went. Like you said, Chris, it was a professional, controlled, cool, calm, game where we dominated the game in the way that we sort of suffocated them. They tried to apply pressure. I think, like you were saying about George Graham, Rossini thought, right, we'll take it a bit long, we'll take it to 60 minutes, and then we'll apply the pressure. We get a goal, their arsehole's going to go, and then we can nick another goal, or we take them to extra time, maybe win it on penalties. But it just didn't work out like that in the end. They had chances, but they didn't go in the back of the net. And then to wait all of that time, 97 minutes, right? And the guy that they sold to us for 65 million quid, after what they have very small memories. This is a guy that won you the Champions League because he is ice cold, right? Because he is the guy. Listen, he might miss a host of chances, and I get that, and I've seen that with him. But there's sometimes no better person to pop up in a moment like that. When you've got Declan Rice, the ball comes to Declan Rice. The vision, if you watch that, he doesn't even look up. The vision, the way he sprays the ball across, it hits the Chelsea player, takes a slight deflection. Havertz controls it. His feet are fantastic. And he's one-on-one with Sanchez. Martinelli's in support. He looks to the left, and Martinelli's there, and he's like, no. Sanchez he realises what's going on. And he's like, Martin, I'm not passing it to you, mate. I'm taking this guy on. I'm taking it round you, mate. I'm taking it round you. And he just slips it round him, puts it into the net, and then wheels off to the corner to point at the badge and lean over the hoarding. Ice cold. Like you said, absolutely phenomenal. Ex-Chelsea player. And that is like 12 rounds of boxing where it's tense and they're throwing shots at each other, and then it gets to the 12th, and then bang, that knockout blow absolutely levers the guy with seconds to go, and he's out. He's absolutely out cold, and the fight is won. Those situations in sports are phenomenal. And that was the jubilation at the end of it. The way we sucker punched them and stuck it to... And I tell you, the last thing I'll finish on this. This is how much confidence this team have in Kai Havertz. When I'm sure you saw it because you're above me. I'm by the bench. When Kai Havertz makes that decision, he gets the ball and he's in front of Sanchez and he knocks it. That's when all the subs get up and they're on the pitch. He goes round Sanchez, and all the subs are on the pitch before he's even fully rounded Sanchez.
They're gone, yeah.
That's the confidence I have in this guy in that situation. They're on the pitch, and I love them celebrations.
One thing I want to say is I don't know if you they had the whole game back. You know, I've videoed it or Sky Plused it and see the whole game back. And be honest, I'll just go to that last couple of minutes. But anyway, you don't appreciate, if you was watching that and then you're in the stadium, you don't appreciate how mad that was. The celebrations and it didn't come across like it was actually there. Do you know what I mean, Chris? It was like, it was one of the best moments at the Emirates, wasn't it?
But the thing is also, it's got a double whammy, isn't it? Because we're playing City in the final, and a lot of people are going to make, if we win this, are they going to say, well, that's it then, Arsenal are going to march on to the league? And if we lose it, the people are going to say, oh, City are back in there. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's a long way to go to this final now because it's a lot later.
March the 22nd.
Yeah, normally it's in February, isn't it? So it's the latest it's been. I think that's something to do with the World Cup or something. Was it? I don't really know what that's all about. But
so in the space of a month, potentially we'll be playing City 4 times. Well, potentially we've got the Carabao Cup final with them. We've got the way at the Empty-Had, and we've got potentially 2. Could have 2 Champions League games.
We could be like in the quarterfinals or something.
There you go.
If it all goes well.
And then you could. I think you could have them in the FA Cup as well.
Of course you can,
so I don't really want that to happen.
You know what I mean? You could get Chelsea in the FA Cup again, I'll tell you who we won't get.
Tottenham.
Spurs.
or Man United.
Or Man United, So, but listen, it was a wonderful performance. I think, listen, people are criticising. I can't believe another thing the criticism that we get for being a little bit negative and all that, which we're not, by the way, right? He does it. Chelsea, and they're lauding it. They're lauding it. But Arsenal Arsenal did not have to score.
People forget the first leg, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
They forget. We should have been 4-2 up. It was only Sanchez's toenail.
Yeah.
Stopped Mourinho's shot, making it 4.
It was.
We won the game at the Bridge.
Yeah.
Gary Neville at half time. Arsenal have got it all to do now in the second half.
Unbelievable.
Got it all to do.
I'm glad I don't listen to that drivel. I really don't, because at the end of the day, it's biasness, it's stupidity. You know what I mean? Like, it's made him look self silly, like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, Arsenal did not, because what we've done at Stamford Bridge, we didn't. I said to you in the start, it'd probably be. I don't care if it's a boring 0-0. Don't matter.
Yeah.
We go through. And what I loved about Arsenal was the maturity of it. Like, they didn't go gunno and leave themselves at the back. They just said, look, if we can score, we will, but we're not taking no risks. You have got to take the risks.
Yep.
And when they did take the risk, bang.
Then, I know you're not a great favourite of yours, Lee, but I've got to say, Nketiah, it was out of this world. Outstanding. He's my favourite now.
Who, Nketiah?
Listen, what a warrior.
That was defending of I think, of high quality, like, you know. Listen, I will say this, I don't think he's the greatest going forward.
No, but
that game there and the circumstances of that game suited him down to the ground. Now, whether that suited him against Sunderland when we've got to be a little bit more adventurous, I don't know. But that game was...
Thing is, defending is still an art.
Yes. And
Mourinho, Jules Graham, Mourinho, going back years, all the Italian teams, that's how they conquered Europe. Juventus, AC.
Italy in the World Cup.
And then it's an art.
Do you remember, like, you won't remember this, Mike, but we will, Chris. In the 1982 World Cup,
it's a Herbert Chapman story.
No, only Herbert Chapman.
Funny enough.
1982 was the first World Cup that I can really. I remember 78 was a bit.
I was one.
But 82 was the one, and they had this team, Brazil.
Yeah.
It was unreal to watch. You remember it, Chris?
Yeah,
it was just.
You're going to talk about the Italy-Brazil game.
Yeah, and they come up against Italy, and it's Brazil. Like, Brazil going to win this World Cup and Italy defended 3-2. They won. Paolo Rossi scores an hat-trick, but they just defended like warriors. And Brazil only needed a draw, didn't they? Like, as well, like, and they to go through. And that was defending.
Oh yeah, and it was talk about the dark arts.
Yeah, the dark art. It had everything. Like, you go and watch it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they had players like Zico, Socrates, Falcao, Eder was it? They was unreal. But what the one weakness in Brazil, that team was their defence and their goalkeeper, wasn't it? That was the weakness of their team. And Italy had the best defence, and sometimes defences win you those sort of things, like, you know.
They say defences win you leagues, and attacks win you games.
So it is there. Like. But I know it's great that we won that game, and it was fantastic. I'm going to ask the question: if we didn't win as comprehensively against Leeds on the Saturday, would we have got that performance on? And I'll tell you why, because I do think the fans, big up to Arsenal fans that day, they were relaxed. We see the situation, we knew what was going on, and I didn't think we was nervous or whatever. Like, you know. One point in that game that I thought, oh no, was when they had that free kick.
Oh, at the end, yeah.
But other than that, I was sitting there and said, oh, well, let them do what they want, let them do that. We've got it. But the pressure was slightly relieved with a wonderful performance against Leeds. Come on, that was wonderful.
It was. Can I just quickly say something? When you said about this is absolutely bemused me. So, you know, at the end, it was from about 88 minutes, and you were saying about these moments when Havertz scored. I see people leaving the stadium.
What?
Well, our fans.
Our fans. There was a few. Not. Listen, you're always going to get a few. And at the end, I thought.
I thought. Do that.
Do you know what? When that Havertz, do you remember when Reece Nelson scored that banger against Bournemouth? You know those moments at the Emirates. Like you said, you don't encapsulate it properly on TV. It's just you do, obviously, yeah. But when you're in the stadium, listen, everyone's jumping over everyone on the seats. Everyone's going absolutely mental. Like, it's carnage in there. And I thought, then I see a few people leave, and I was like, and at the end I was like, you do know what you've just missed. They must be sick to the start. I can't believe people still do it. Especially in a cup semi-final. Like, I know we'd already won it, but imagine Chelsea had scored and it goes to then extra time and then it goes to penalties. You've missed out on another 45 minutes
I don't know how
football.
people can do that. Like, you know what
I don't get it.
I don't know how people can do that. But I know they've got to get home to trains, it's or whatever. But I don't understand it, like, you know. But I'll let you into a little... I don't know if I should reveal this, really.
Dude, please, Lee. This is an exclusive.
It's an exclusive, like, you know. Before I say about this, I'm going to say, I think there's been some magic moments at the Emirates now, like Danny Welbeck goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reece Nelson goal.
Yeah. Declan Rice goal. Free kicks against Real Madrid.
Free kicks ago, yeah.
They were magical.
Jesus goal against Man United.
Going back a little bit, Arshavin against Barcelona.
Arsenal, yes, that was yeah. Arsenal against Barcelona. It's got to be in there.
I think for me, the Atletico Madrid game as well, that whitewash in 30 minutes, 4 goals.
No, I'm talking about moments.
Specific moments.
And I think that Havertz one's got to be up there.
Oh yeah, 100% it is. 100%.
What we have to do is we have to do a little poll, maybe a little poll of like the 6 of those 6, if they can do. I don't know if they can do 5
biggest
or 6.
moments.
And just
Reece Nelson, Declan Rice. Which free kick? Both of them.
The second one.
The second one, because it's can he do it again?
Can he do it again? I think the Danny Welbeck one. Arshavin's got to go in there, isn't it, Chris? I think that's probably the first one, really.
For pure football.
Pure football. For pure.
Oh, another one. Sorry, Bentner against Tottenham.
Oh, from the corner when he comes straight on, yeah.
Bang. I mean,
that was yes. So he comes on as a sub, takes the corner and scores.
No. I've got the moment of moments.
There we go.
The moments. This is the moment when the king returns.
Oh,
right?
Oh,
Leeds, yeah?
yes.
No, when the king returns,
yes,
he
with the
comes
Leeds
on,
game.
yeah, he comes on at the sideline, he's warming up, it's 80 minutes, right? He's standing there.
Yes.
And then he brings him on, and you just know it's written in, and the ball comes down to him to the left-hand side. He comes in and just strokes it past the keeper.
So there's more than what you actually think.
Crazy.
it's about 20.
It's about 20 now. Sorry about that, Ryan. You're going to have to put all these up, like.
Yeah.
But listen, I was sitting next to 2 very, very attractive women.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I mean attractive, like.
Yeah.
Very nice, you know what I mean? Like, they, and
your missus don't watch this,
Nah,
Lee.
sure, all right, like, you know what I mean? I didn't do nothing untoward, you know what I mean? Like, but when Kai Havertz scored the goal, they've only given me they jumped on me. Oh, hey! And that is reason I'm going down the shop today and getting 29 Kai on my back. Like, thank you very much, Kai Havertz. But it was like a wonderful moment.
They jumped on you. What did they? Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, I was going down. Like, you know what
listen,
I mean?
I didn't know. I didn't know that sort of stuff happened in football.
Like unbelievable night, like, you know. But Leeds, I'm going to have to just go back into it here. I want to talk about it because it don't matter now.
The penalty.
Yeah, the penalty. Can anybody? I think football's finished now. When they turn around and say it was a natural movement. It's a stonewall. How is that not given, guys? How is that not given as a penalty?
Who was on VAR the other night? Do you know?
Stevie Wonder. Right, you know what I mean?
But the thing is, the thing with VAR is someone's opinion still, isn't it? It's 2 blokes.
I don't know how you can have that as an opinion, Chris.
But obviously it was, wasn't it? In their opinion.
They come out and said that they got it wrong for the Everton Saliba thing when he just taps his ankle like that. They've both gone for the ball. It's never a penalty in my eyes, you know what I mean? But if they're giving that for a penalty and then 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, they're making an excuse like that.
Thing is, Lee, unfortunately, mate, as you, I know, I observed your little clash with Mike Dean the other day on YouTube.
Yes.
The bottom line is that refereeing in this country is poor.
Well, he admitted that.
It's inconsistent. That's what it is.
He said since VAR's come, this is, you know what he said, since VAR's come in, the refereeing standard's gone down.
But it's not in Europe, it hasn't. Even, you know, the African Cup of Nations, even the refereeing there was good compared with the Premier League. How about that?
Why is it so? Well, all right, why is it what?
I don't know, maybe the on-field decisions now, because they know they've got VAR, they rely on VAR more. And look, to say there's, I'm going to say it because this is what I generally believe, to say there's not a bias with certain teams. Listen, if you're that much into football that you have a career in football, you're going to have a favourite team. I'm sorry. There's no way these referees don't listen, they're that into football that they've taken all these courses, they've trained to be referees, they've studied football that much, they train. This is their job. Of course they're going to have a favourite team. Of course they're going to support it on a down low. You know, they're not going to go around saying, oh yeah, they're not going to like us be on YouTube, like, you know, giving fan cams after a game of football, of course. But on a low key, down low, they'll be like, yeah, I support.
I agree.
And they're going to, so therefore, if they can influence a game, I think, is it human nature?
Even Pep's moaning, isn't he? Reckon they're getting some dodgy decisions, Man City, at the moment.
He's got some front, hasn't he?
Well,
He has got some front. That Rodri, by the way, you have got some front, my man. Like, you know what I mean? You should have been sent off on the game, and then you're turning around and saying that. Like, and they've had some, you know, I don't know, like decisions.
Do you remember the game at the Emirates when Arteta was ill, and we lost 2-1 to Man City? I always remember that game.
Bernard Silva diving.
Yeah, terrible.
Got away. That was giving us a go back, guys. Just YouTube it, right, and watch Xhaka get out of the way of him, and he dives. He gives a penalty, right, and then watch the one yesterday, and they think that that's a penalty, and that's not.
And then Liverpool, the famous handball with Rodri. And then they got the cheek and. You know,
was that against Everton? Was it?
I think so. Yeah,
it was against Everton. Like, they got the cheek to say it.
And then now he's moaning he can't play Mark Gay in the final.
Oh, mate.
Since time immemorial, that rule has been there.
Right. For the not so intelligent guys out there, that's me included, what is the rule of this lot? Because as far as I knew, right, and as far as I've been playing football, all the years I've been playing football at whatever level, if you played in a cup game,
you don't play.
There's a word called cup tied. Don't matter, like, you know what I mean? Like Martin Keown was cup tied, right?
Yeah, 93.
93, couldn't play, right? Now all of a sudden, you're playing a cup game, and you can play. So, for instance, Semenyo, who's played for Bournemouth, played in that semi-final, but Gay scores in the quarter-final against Arsenal, and Pep wants him to play in the semi-final for Man City. Now, what is the rule? Because it's just an absolute farce.
So the rule is, if you sign the player before you play the semi-final first leg, so essentially that tie, if the player's signed beforehand, so Semenyo was signed before they played the semi-final first leg. So therefore he can play in the semi-final second leg and the final. Mark Gay was signed after the semi-final first leg. So therefore he's ineligible for the second leg and he's ineligible for the final. So it's the timing of it. So basically, simple as that. Semenyo was signed before they played that game.
So, in theory then, Mark Gay scores against Arsenal in the quarter-final, which he did. The next day he goes and signs for Manchester City. He could have played in those semi-finals.
He could have, yes.
How ridiculous is that?
I know. I think for me personally, Semenyo and Gay should be cup tied. But already you're seeing it. It was like just quickly, you said about the Rodri thing. The guy could have been sent off twice, and then he's moaning about refereeing decisions. It's like, mate, the refereeing decisions, he did get it wrong. He should have sent you off. Then last night I heard Pep trying to it's just another one of start of Pep's bribes before, Michael Oliver gets another 500 grand to change the rules to have Mark Gay start in the final. It's like, no, Mark Gay's not he's ineligible.
So are they going to ask then to...
Apparently.
Yes, they are.
And if the Football League...
allow it,
then Arsenal should put in a complaint.
Yeah, 100%. No. Listen, you can't start changing the rules now. Listen, and do I want Mark Gay playing in the final? No, I don't want him. Why? Because he's a very good player. Listen, they knew the rules when they signed him. It's not our fault that they've got injuries. Tough. Deal with it, like we've dealt with it over the years.
Like saying,
you cannot, if they change that rule now, mate, football is gone. That is corruption. There is no other word for it. If that rule gets changed, right, and Mark Gay's allowed to play in that final, I'm sorry, football's corrupt. It is corrupt because you cannot. The rule is in place. I think it's rule 6.3 or something like that.
There you go.
I might be wrong. Okay, of this set of rules for it. But if that gets now changed, I'm sorry, I'm not having it.
I'll tell you what, Man City. I'll tell you what, most of the football world would like. We like a result of your 1-1-5 over 3 years.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean, like that you know, like I don't really going to get into that, but like it's funny how Nottingham Forest, Everton have been sorted out. Like Chelsea and Man City, it keeps going on and on, like, you know. So we won't be seeing Gay. Listen, I don't even know how.
Imagine if he scores in the final against us.
Yeah, exactly.
And they win it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he scored in the quarterfinals.
There'll be so much uproar.
No. I'm sorry. You cannot be changing this rule now to suit Manchester City. I'm sorry. There's no other way. That will be a bung. If this rule now gets changed,
it can't get changed.
And they go,
if that's the rule, it's the rule.
What's the point in having
the rule?
What's the point of having the rules if you're just going to change them?
I'll tell you something.
Change it at the end of the season. Yes.
I know it's a little bit different. But I've sort of followed it a little bit because it was Jack Wilshere, but Luton and Swindon,
yeah,
right. They played an eligible player, like, you know what I mean. Now the rules are you play eligible, you're out.
Yeah,
and they are.
So the rule is there. It's a mistake.
Yeah.
But it's a rule. He was eligible to play in that game.
Right. So why would that affect a club like? Why would it affect a club like that? But then when it comes to Manchester City, they've got no, it's all right. And I tell you why, it's money. Money talks. And I'm not having it any other way. If you want to change that rule, change it at the end of the season when the cup competition's finished.
Listen, it's been a rule in football
since time
has been there. And do you know what it done? Do you know why that rule was brought in? And I know that because it stopped players getting knocked out of the FA Cup and then getting someone else to get their player and all that. It become a farce. So they said, "Oh no, we've got to stop this."
Yeah,
right?
Good players.
So we're bringing a rule where you're cup tied. Now it's a rule that I've had to obey and all that, like, you know what I mean. And a rule at some stage, I'm sure that players have thought, I'll stay. I won't leave.
Yeah.
Because I'll be cup tied. I'll wait till the summer or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, listen, I've got a little bit of sympathy and I can understand it with Semenyo. He played for 10 minutes
as
a substitute.
Yeah. So what?
I know, so what? But it's in the early rounds,
That's an appearance, right? That goes down as an appearance. When you go onto Wikipedia or wherever you get your stats from, and you see appearances, that substitute goes down as an appearance.
And Eddie Howe, after the first leg, wasn't actually moaned about Semenyo playing, you know.
He didn't.
You know, he did.
He did.
Yeah.
And then, not being funny, and listen, this is what Man City have done. Like, you know, fair play. We've bought players. They've gone and bought the two best players in their position. Semenyo, who was statistically the best, who was available in the transfer, and Mark Gahey, because they needed to fill those slots. But they have got ample players. And not being funny, if you watch that game last night, Semenyo is everywhere. Like, Semenyo has fitted straight into that City side like he's been there for years, or been there all season.
He's a bigger threat than Haaland.
He is a threat.
Yeah, but that's a rule that's allowed.
Yes.
He can play in league games and everything like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're allowed to buy players in January. I've got no problem with that.
But there's rules to it.
And I get what you're saying. Like, you've played a minute, you've played 10 minutes, you've played a whole game.
Yeah,
you've played.
You played 10 seconds.
But like Gahey's played up until the quarterfinals.
That's frightening, isn't it?
And then to say, right, you can play. I don't think that should be allowed. You know what I mean? Even if it was Arsenal.
Whether you've played every single minute up until the quarterfinals and you played every game, had extra time and penalties and all that, or whether you've played 10 seconds, you still, as soon as you enter that pitch, that's an appearance.
Do you know what? I'd love to get Martin Keown's view on this. I'd love to get his view on this because he signed.
Yep.
That's a great call, though. I forgot about that. He missed the glory.
Martin, if you're out there.
He missed both semi-final and final. I think he signed in around about this time, January, if I remember rightly.
Cool.
I know there weren't like
he had to sit
transfer window, and he had to miss out on the FA Cup final and League Cup.
Yep.
Then he went to I know this through Kevin. Like, he went to the '94 Cup Winners' Cup.
Yep.
That was his first. He was injured in that, so he didn't play in that. So his first trophy for Arsenal was '98.
Yeah.
The title. Double year. So he won that was his first.
But
because of the rule now changed, he could have played in those two finals.
Yep.
They start
I'd love to ask him that. How long did he? How much? how many minutes did he play for Everton in that cup?
I wonder, say, if we'd bought someone in the January transfer window, Arsenal, and we missed the deadline to register the player, and we said we want the rule change. I don't know what their reaction would be to that.
Exactly.
Hypothetical.
Yeah.
But it's a rule, isn't it?
It's a rule. A rule is a rule, Pep. And that is the thing with you, Mr. Pep, right? Rules are rules. You don't keep breaking them. And that's your trouble with you, like, you know. Play by the rules. Come on. Every time they've only, if in theory, they've only cheated. They've not cheated for 1 year. They didn't win nothing.
We still haven't got these. We still ain't got the result of these. What's it? 115 charges or whatever.
Oh yeah, come on! I'll tell you what they are. Not guilty. 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 Not guilty.
Do you know that the only person on mainstream media to bring that up on a Monday, or on Sky, was Ian Wright one Monday night.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And he's never been back on since.
No. Shut down, like. You know
Mad, isn't it? Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Never.
Absolutely crazy. I'll tell you what, though. You watched that game last night, just quickly, the Man City and Newcastle game. How slow does Rodri look?
I didn't watch it. But I'll tell you what, I flicked over at one stage and I thought, I can't have any empty seats there.
Oh, mate.
I was still there till 4 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, what is interesting, though, don't you think, I know it's Newcastle and they're at home, they were 1 up and they could get the cigars out, but don't they look better without Haaland?
Semenyo looks, honestly, he looks frighteningly dangerous. He does. What a signing. Like,
listen, I know what you're saying about Haaland, like, you know. I'm going to say this, going back to the game, Mikel Arteta. Let's have a little chat about Mikel Arteta, because he does cause controversy or debate.
Yeah, I think he loves it.
And I think he loves it and all that. But that decision to bring Kai Havertz on instead of Jesus is a massive, massive call.
Yep.
And going into Sunderland now, there's some
good decisions to make.
Massive decisions to make. I think he got it spot on. Chris, I'm going to ask you, because I know we know how smart his take on this.
Go on.
I think he got everything right on the team selection. He played Kepa. Was you? I think you was against it to
I thought Raya would play.
So you'd have gone for Raya. But he kept his strongest team, but played Kepa. That was a big, bold move from him, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and your next question is he going to play in the final?
And
I
think he will do.
I think he'll play. I think Kepa will keep his place.
Yeah, I do like that.
Listen, like I said,
you changing your mind, or are you going to?
No,
you're still going on.
Listen, you're.
So he's played every minute.
Mate, listen, like you know yourself, Lee, football's ruthless, right?
I do know that.
And the thing is if Kepa's going to get an attitude about this because he's being dropped, then you're not the right guy for Arsenal, because this is going to happen. I'm sorry, on form, David Raya is a better goalkeeper than Kepa. In this, you're at a Wembley final. As Arsenal, we ain't been there for 6 years. Listen, if Kepa goes and does the job, fantastic. I don't care whether he plays Declan Rice in goal. I couldn't care as long as the job gets done. Listen, that's his decision. He's down to him.
Yeah, but the thing is, they said yesterday, Mike, he's the domestic goalkeeper and backup. That is what, and they see. That's how he is perceived, right. And that's his job description.
And David Raya is Arsenal's number one, and in a cup final you need your number one. Look, I rate Kepa. I rate him as a goalkeeper, and nothing against him. And it's not. I'm not saying I don't trust him. It's nothing like that. But he is a very good goalkeeper. Listen, if David Raya was injured, I wouldn't be fretting that Kepa's in goal. Listen, but David Raya's not injured at the moment. He's not injured. David Raya, I personally, as a goalkeeper, I think David Raya is a phenomenal goalkeeper. I think he's one of the best in Europe. I really do. Some of the saves you see this guy make, the way listen, that back four you're playing with.
I've seen him make one in the League Cup.
Sorry? You haven't seen him make?
I've not seen him make one.
Who? David Raya?
Yeah.
Yes, because he ain't played in the League Cup.
Then, right?
Yeah, but listen.
Do you think, though, that when they signed Kepa, that was part of the contract?
Of course it is. Of course it is. You can't get a good goalkeeper like that.
On Kepa, he won't be here next year.
I don't think he will be. No, I think he's too good.
Yeah, he's too good. He's better than Chelsea's number one.
Yeah,
a mile.
Yeah, but I think he's too good to be a backup.
No. I understand what you're saying. I think you guys might be looking at do you remember there was a time when we couldn't sign decent players and we couldn't retain players and other players? Listen, this ain't that now. We're Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah, but
we are.
But if you're going to play him into the semi-final, right?
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the final, you're not. He ain't going to be here, Marty. He's not going to snap.
What to be at Arsenal and win things?
Yeah, well, he ain't winning things, is he? You're taking him out of when it matters.
I just think, I think Arteta.
I know it's just harsh, but
no, both arguments. You're right. You should play your best team, but knowing Arteta, well, I think you know a bit about Arteta. I think he's promised Kepa.
Yeah, and I think promises mean a lot.
And I don't think Arteta will go against that.
No,
because I think he'll look bad.
Listen,
I'm backing him on
if he's promised him and he said, "Listen, if you are the cup keeper, whether we get to the final, then that's I stand by that." But I don't know whether he's promised it. If he's promised him and it's in the contract, you got to stand by it. But
rules are rules,
right? There you go. No. So you follow them. Follow them. But
rules.
But if it's not
when it suits, Marty.
Would he? I don't know. Would that be? Would he promise him that? I don't think he would.
Well, listen. Listen, he's played his full strength team yesterday, bar the goalkeeper. You know what I mean?
I think Kepa's would be.
Okay, all right, okay. I've got this. Check this. So we play Wigan in the FA Cup. That's coming up. Okay, obviously Kepa plays in goal for that, 100%. Kepa plays in goal for the Wigan game, right? Let's say he makes a catastrophic howler, right, which gets us knocked, or he makes a couple of mistakes and we get knocked out of the FA Cup. Will you play him in the Carabao Cup final then?
If he's promised him, Marty, yeah.
Oh no, if he's promised him and it's in your contract, yes.
Yeah, look, you know what I mean?
We don't know that.
And at the end of the day,
he's got a bit of history in the League Cup final.
He has, yeah. He wouldn't come off as and be subbed.
Listen, he's got
and then they lost it.
He deserved. Now, there could be a negative, right? And we're going to talk about this now, because I've been doing my research today. I've been, got my old pen out and what we'll talk about today.
You're actually very well prepared today.
There is a negative about us getting to the cup final.
No, rules.
Go on.
Nothing about rules. What it does mean is we have now got 3 consecutive away games on the trot. So we go to Brentford.
Yeah.
Okay. We've obviously got Wigan in the FA Cup, but then on the Wednesday, we play Wolves away from home, and then we go to Tottenham away.
Well, look, why has the Premier League done that? You're telling me there's not another midweek available?
Yeah, but they're not bad away games, are they? I mean, Brentford, Tottenham, and
I wouldn't. It'd be Brentford and no mugs, Marty.
No,
I think at
the end of the day, that's a tough week.
I'd rotate heavily against Wolves, wouldn't you? But if you don't beat Wolseley, then we are in trouble.
I think the rotations against Wigan. You rotate everyone.
So
Sunderland, we go hard.
Yeah,
we get them 3 points.
Brentford, we go
because
hard.
Realistically, I think
this is on Sunday.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
That's our
cup final.
No, that's our next home game.
Yeah.
In the league.
Yeah.
Is Chelsea.
That's amazing, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Our next home game in the league
is against Chelsea after Sunderland.
Oh, is it? Okay.
March the 1st.
Right, okay. Our games now go from Sunderland. Okay.
Would they want another last
Thursday we got Brentford.
Yeah.
Right. Then on the Sunday we got Wigan.
Yeah.
Wednesday Wolves.
Yes, that's it.
Sunday Spurs. And then
Chelsea.
And then we got midweek off. And then Chelsea.
Yes.
And we also played Tottenham. They have got 10 days from their last game to us.
So
rest. So we've got
the Sunderland game, I believe we beat Sunderland, get 3 points. That's the most important thing. Then we're 9 points clear. Then City have got Liverpool on Sunday. Now, when we've gone points above, City have dropped points. It's on them, and they've proved. And listen, Liverpool at Anfield, it's a tough game. It is a tough game. I think a draw.
Forget about that. I'm interested in that. All right.
Are you not?
No, because I believe we're Arsenal fans. I don't know if we're not. I don't worry about that. Right. Sunderland.
Yeah.
If we don't beat Sunderland,
we need to. We have to.
We go into the next game maybe like digits again.
Yes.
How important is Sunday?
Massive.
Saturday, Sunderland.
Huge. Massive, mate.
In the context of this season, massive. Go on, talk to me.
I would say, we say this every week when we sit here. It's one of the biggest games of the season.
No, but this is, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? This is big +1, as far as I'm concerned. And And once again, I know there's no easy games. I think it's going to be like, Leeds. I think they're a little bit like Leeds, but they've got, different to Leeds, they've got a bit of a threat up front. That Brobby geezer.
Yeah. Brian Brobby's a handful, isn't he?
He's a good player.
A decent side, Sunderland. Do you know?
They come well organised, and it's going to be a right.
Little
crazy
question for you. All right, it's obvious because I'm going to know it, but there's only one team in the Premier League that is unbeaten at home. Sunderland.
But they're away.
But they're not as good as well. Their last 2 away performances.
Brentford,
3-0 defeat. West Ham, 3-1.
Yeah.
So this is their 3rd consecutive away game in London.
but those 2, I don't upset you, Lee. Those 2 defeats are when their players are away at AFCON.
He just gulped.
Yeah, but they've still been winning at home.
Drop one.
They've still been winning at home with AFCON, haven't they?
Yeah,
I think they got a draw with 6 changes with all those players against Man City, if I'm not mistaken. Different. Listen, I think it's going to be a tough game. I'm putting it on the line. I don't think this is the biggest game we've had in the Premier League.
I think, yeah.
Right, Premier League since we've been at the Emirates.
Wow.
What, this?
Biggest game.
I think he's right, huh?
Really?
I think this is a massive walk
huge.
through the door moment.
Yeah.
Because it puts us 9 points clear, and then it's over to them.
It is. How can I say this without there's the title, right out in the distance there.
Yep.
There's so many little steps you got
Yeah.
to get up to get to it. Right. This is one with a lift.
Yeah. Because of how it elevates us, and then on Sunday, everyone's going to be the pressure's on them. The pressure is on City.
Pressure is on them
properly because they know that anything other than a win, we're clearing distance. We're starting to really get a, and then like you say, the other games coming up.
Right. Saying that, he's played his strongest team Saturday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Made a couple of changes. I think. I don't know if he made it. I'll take that back. I don't know if he's played his strongest team because I think Kai Havertz would probably be in it somewhere along the line. What is your team's?
Well, the thing, that's a nice question, that, because...
Kepa in goal?
No, I'll tell you what we haven't spoke about. It's been a bit of a downer. It was Mourinho getting injured.
Yes. Massive. Well, all right, let's talk about that quickly, about the injuries. We've got Mourinho out, Saka out, and Odegaard.
Yeah.
So,
So 3 of our top players.
They really know Odegaard's all right for Saturday, didn't they?
I'm going to say something now. I thought Eze done very well on Tuesday. More in the second half, but no different to what Odegaard's doing.
Yeah, I thought he was, when I watched it on TV, he was a lot better than when I watched him at the stadium. That's how I saw it.
He was okay. So when Odegaard comes in, he's okay.
Did you see Eze's interview though? And he was saying that he's had to give up his natural game, especially the other night, to fit into Arsenal's team pattern.
It's very nice of him. Very thoughtful.
Well, that's what
he's had to sacrifice his natural game.
I think his natural game has got to change, Chris, because when he played for Crystal Palace, it's a lot more open.
He was the main man.
He's coming up against different scenarios now with us, So you got to. I'll put a scenario to you, obviously it's Raya in goal, do you change the fullbacks?
Hold on.
Change the central defenders?
Maybe Calafiori.
Hincapié. Give Hincapié a rest.
What, after that magnificent performance?
No, it's different.
You've really turned a corner with Hincapié.
Listen, I go on performances.
Okay.
And I go on results. People turn around and go, "Oh, you react to..." Yeah, that's what supporters do. I'm happy when Arsenal win. I'm devastated.
The thing, where we got to rotate is the Zuma Mendy Rice, because I'm scared about running them into the ground.
Right. So you're Mikel. We're in a team meeting now.
I'd bring Norgard in.
Ooh. What, for this game?
No, I'd keep those 2 together for this game.
Yeah.
Then you're going to rotate at Brentford away?
Possibly. I'll bring Norgard in.
Yeah. Do you know what I'll do? I'll be honest with you.
Big time Wigan.
Well, I'll give a scenario for you. This is what I'm thinking. I would change both fullbacks for this game.
Ben White and Calafiori.
What, against Sunderland?
Yeah, bring them in, you know what I mean?
Ben White's all right.
Yeah, I think I would do.
Okay. What, for Timber?
Yeah, because Timber's so fucking good. So good. I want him available, fresh, for the likes of Tottenham away, Chelsea away. And listen, every game's important, but I think you've got to trust players like Ben White and things like that. I think you've got to now, like, you know what I mean, for these games. Don't forget, after this batch of games, we then got Champions League coming into it after. Like, do you know what I mean? So you've got this squad has got to be used, and you've got to believe in it, right? And I'm going on. This is a massive game and all that. I'm looking at maybe playing Odegaard, Eze, and one of Zubimendi and Rice.
You'd have to play Rice with him.
Who are going to go up front?
Gyökeres. Start with Gyökeres. You start with Gyökeres.
So where's Havertz going into this then? Is he not?
Listen, bring him on after. Don't forget, Havertz has just come back from a serious injury. That there's been complications. You don't need to tear the arse out of him. We've got Jesus as well. Listen, I ain't got a problem if he chops in this game, takes Gyökeres off after 60 minutes as we know he does, and then bring Jesus on instead. Put him up front. Leave Havertz for this game. Let him. He's done his bit against Chelsea. I want Havertz fit. Like I said about Jesus. Jesus has come back into the side. You see now he's played him. Like now we're into February. I think Jesus is now at a point where we can start giving him some more minutes and putting a bit more pressure on him and start.
So just keep these.
Yeah, the Wigan game. That's a wonderful game to give Miles Lewis-Kelly a game in midfield.
I'll be so disappointed if he's not in midfield.
And just quickly, what you do have to think about is Madueke. Now Saka's out for a bit. You can't absolutely hammer Madueke.
Right, okay. So what's your front three then?
So look, I would in this game I'd start I think with Madueke. I'd start with Gyökeres, and then I would probably start with Trossard. But then
Martinelli done enough to get into the turn. I thought he's outstanding again.
Yeah,
and Trossard, I like Trossard. I thought he done very well when he came. Ain't been quite at it, but it's Martinelli.
Trossard. That's how he's been at Arsenal. With Trossard has 6 peak games, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then he'll go down just a little bit, and then he'll go on the bench, and then he'll come back and he'll have another 6 peak games.
I think Martinelli now is.
I thought he was wonderful the other night. People don't appreciate him, and he annoys me.
Yeah, his work rate of him.
Up and down.
Yeah, I thought.
I love him.
I'm a big fan of him. I'm so pleased he's come.
If he goes in the.
Right, like when I keep up, I'll be very, very annoyed. I think he's a player. There's so much, I think, more to come from him as well. I really do. I think someone's got to get hold of him and make him a better player than what he is. And because he's got everything. He's got industry, he's got work rate, he's got art, he's got everything. He's got everything. And I'll tell you what else he's got. After that thing with the pushing off of the player and everything like that, the mentality, I think he's become better after that.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
I really do like. So, all right, so come on in.
Yeah, so...
I just can't say so. I just want you, right? It's like fucking having a kid, like. Name your team. Name your team.
Okay, for Saturday...
Sunderland. What about anything else? Right. We've got another week after that. Sunderland, your manager, your name.
Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, as long as he's fit enough. Zubimendi, Rice, Eze, Madueke, Gyökeres, and Trossard. Then you can also bring on Jesus for Madueke. You could bring on Havertz and give him a bit of time, but for Gyökeres. But I'd probably play Gyökeres most of the duration of the game. Depends how the game's going. Then obviously you've got Martinelli for Trossard. You can make those changes. Listen, if during the game Rice or Zubimendi are tired, you've got Norgard for the bench. We know the options. You've got Hincapie. I'd use the squad. Maybe if we're going well, bring Ben White on. I think you've got to go and get this game buried quickly and get it.
Right, okay.
Get it done. We need.
So you're not making no rotations. So hold on. I'm in charge here.
All right. But just
So when are you? What game are you making changes?
I'm going to definitely the Wigan game, like you said, right? Like you both said, right?
You're
okay. Just quickly, when you said this is the most important game of the Premier League at the Emirates I've ever seen, that's why I'm going strong.
Right, okay,
that's why I'm going double strong.
Okay.
I'm with you, Marty, but I'm changing my fullbacks because I want to rest them. So I'm playing Calafiori and Ben White.
Yeah, I'm
playing Martinelli instead of Trossard.
Yeah, but Martinelli played 90 or he played 90.
But I'll still go with Martinelli.
Yeah, okay. What about Trossard though?
Go on the bench and then come on.
All right. Yeah,
I'm with Chris. I'm with 2 fullbacks changed.
Okay.
Odegaard or Eze.
Yeah.
I'm not bothered with either.
I like, in a way, I like, because I want Eze to play. I think the more you play
I think we need 2 in this game because they're going to block it out. I'm going to go Eze and Odegaard.
Yeah.
I'm leaving out Zubimendi.
Really?
Yeah, that's not a good. I agree with that.
Okay.
He's played a lot of. Just think, Zubimendi's come from playing in Spain. And he's come to the Premier League. He's played every week,
again,
hasn't he?
the other night.
I know, he's just class, isn't he?
It's just class. I think he goes under the radar.
I love him. He's Arsenal's best midfield player we've signed since Gilberto.
Oh.
No,
yeah, just quickly, we're talking about, do you want to ask, we spoke about this earlier.
We're going to bring that in now.
Okay, go for it. It's your question. You come up with it.
The question is now, guys, and I want you to make real, in the comments, we need you.
This is a massive question.
We need you for this. Because it's a serious question. Declan Rice. I love him. Gets better and better. But does he sit on the table now with the likes of Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane, Steven Gerrard? Or we put in...
The only thing...
We put Lampard in that?
Lampard's got to be in that, 100%. Yeah, Lampard's got to be in that.
Anybody else you want to bring in?
Beckham, midfielders.
Nah, he's not on that table.
Really?
Nah.
All right, fair enough.
No.
The only thing... I know he won something at West Ham.
De Bruyne. Rodri's got to be... De Bruyne. De Bruyne's got to be there and
He's
all.
not that sort of midfield player, though. He's more of I'm talking like...
Well, Rodri's got to be there, 100%.
Rodri, yeah.
Yeah, you got to have Rodri there. Premier League great midfielders.
Gilberto.
Yeah, you've got to
I don't think he's on that table. I love Gilberto, but I don't think he's on the Vieira,
Really?
Keane,
Okay.
Gerrard.
Oh, Fabregas, Ramsey.
Don't know if...
Fabregas.
I was going to say Makelele. Makelele's got to be there.
Yeah, he'd have to be on there. We put them into it. Like, is Declan Rice
There, not yet.
able to sit on that table?
Not yet.
He's measuring the chair. He's just sitting on it and he's just trying to get comfortable. But the one thing all those other people on that table have got, he hasn't. They've won major honours.
Saying that, he did win that European
that's
Cup.
Not, mate.
No.
That's, Enfield could win that.
Enfield could win that.
I'm telling you.
Oh, mate. No, I
like Tottenham didn't when they went in. I just want to put that in there.
He's definitely, he's opened door. He's in the room. He's in the room, but he's not sat down at the table.
What is that? Because he hasn't won a major trophy.
There you go. At Arsenal.
So I look at Steven Gerrard. He's never won the Premier League, but I still think he's the best midfield
He's won the
player.
Champions League.
Yeah, but he's still. If you was to say to me, name your best midfield players, right? For me, Patrick Vieira, Steven Gerrard, Keane. They would be the 3.
Yeah, because they can run mid. I'll tell you what.
The other 2 won
the
things.
difference with those 3 especially is they're all players that can literally run the midfield on their own. You could stick Patrick Vieira, when you watch him play at Arsenal, he was everywhere. You could stick him in that midfield on his own and his passing ability he was physical, he was dominant, he could shoot, he could dribble, he could do a lot, and he was a presence. And
we can say that about Declan Rice.
His performance the other night was unbelievable. He dragged us. He dragged us over the line.
Do you know when you go back to titles and things like that? You talk Bergkamp, Henry, and all that. Right, you know? If we didn't have Patrick Vieira at Old Trafford that night in 2002, we don't win that game.
Yeah, of course, 100%. You're spot on.
We don't win the league if it weren't for '98. If he's not there, 2004. Invincibles, captain, leader, and everything like that. I do think he's the most valuable. If it wasn't for, I know you've got to have those players, but if Patrick Vieira isn't there, we don't win those trophies. I just think he was immense.
Since Dennis Bergkamp, he was the most important signing, and at that time, international players weren't signed football was very British at that time.
Was Henry ever the best forward in the world?
But he never won the Ballon d'Or.
But he never won it, So I agree with that. I think there was a time that he was, right? I think Patrick Vieira is the best holding midfield player in the world at one stage. So we've had that.
Yeah, of course. Well, he won the World Cup, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's why Real Madrid every summer come knocking.
Every summer come in for him, like, you know what I mean? So to be the best in the world, I think you can put that in Vieira. I think with Roy Keane, as much as I didn't like him, he was quality, you know what I mean? Like, I actually don't, if you have a look at it, physically not as big as Vieira, I don't think as good a footballer as Vieira, but he still competed and had won battles against Vieira. That sells you everything. Steven Gerrard's, been fortunate enough to meet Gerrard, said he was the best player he ever played against Patrick Vieira. He said he was awesome. But I do think that the best English midfield player we've ever had, you know, I know we've got Gascoigne. But I still think Steven Gerrard was unreal.
But now we're in the argument down to Arsenal midfield players. Vieira's there, isn't he?
Yeah.
But Declan Rice is...
I do. I think, you know, I mean, I am just, like, you know, me and we've all fortunate enough to watch some wonderful players at Arsenal, wonderful midfield players. Like, you know, going back, Liam Brady was probably the first for us, wasn't he? Really, like, you know what I mean? Could you go a bit earlier than that? Than say.
In midfield,
Peter Story, there was
he was a Story. He was a destroyer.
Yeah, I'm talking about Graceful and everything like that. Was Liam Brady. Then we had
Paul Davis.
Paul Davis would come into it.
Alan Ball was good for
Alan Ball was up there, like, you know what I mean?
Paul Davis is a phenomenal
Paul
midfielder.
Davis.
Score goals, tackle.
Rocastle.
Michael Thomas.
You have to go into those guys because they won titles. You know what I mean? Like,
and this is the thing with Declan Rice. Listen, I think Declan Rice is an absolutely outstanding, phenomenal, world-class player. He is probably the best midfielder right here, right now. But until you win something, until you get something over the line, that's the only thing he's missing.
I can't argue that.
Go on.
Right, because I think the best player would always get into my best 11. Right?
Go on.
Has never won a title.
Who's that?
Liam Brady.
Yeah.
Really?
But he didn't win it here.
But then you're going to say that he won it at Juventus and he won it.
Italian football at that time was the best on the planet. He was up against people like Platini. Remember?
Yeah.
When they sold Liam Brady and replaced him with Platini, and the Juventus fans weren't happy with that. And then he went into Milan and done it again.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry.
No. He didn't do it with Arsenal.
No.
But what I was saying, so I get that. I get that argument. He's got to get over the line and everything like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I still think Steven Gerrard's a Premier League great.
Oh, right there.
Without winning the Premier League.
Yeah.
So what we're saying then?
But he won the Champions League. That's the thing. So he's won the no, I get it. But he won the FA Cup as well. So he's won trophies at Liverpool. What we're talking about is Declan Rice at Arsenal is not decorated. Like, he hasn't got that.
I like that. Deck is not decorated.
Deck's not decorated. You know, and that's it. Listen, he's one of my favourite players. Potentially, he will definitely, if they win something, he'll go down in one of my all-time favourite players. 100%. I rate the guy so much.
Right, I was a massive Fabregas fan.
Yeah.
One of my favourite ever players. It's not like because he was the best, but one player, Aaron Ramsey. I loved Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Aaron Ramsey, and I argue with anybody on this, if he did not have that injury, he would have been like unbelievable.
I know.
He was unbelievable with that injury. Imagine if he lost a yard. Do you remember? Like, I remember him playing at Portsmouth one summer. I was. Wow, where's this kid, 18 years of age, had a horrendous injury and still come back and had a wonderful, wonderful career. I think the sky would have been the limit with him.
Yeah.
Right? Jack Wilshere was great, apart from injuries. But I think Declan over the last couple of years has gone over them.
Yeah, no, 100%. Do you know what? Declan Rice is probably, like I said, another player who I rated so highly, which was, he was at times unplayed, Abu Dhabi. But the injuries, man, like, there's some games I watched this guy play. Like, I remember he was the Patrick Vieira replacement, and he had it all. Like, he literally, you saw how he run the midfield like
There's
Patrick.
There's a wonderful story about the Derby.
Go on.
Is when we played Liverpool away, it was when Podolski and Cazorla scored. Do you remember we beat them up there 2-0?
Yeah.
And he'd always struggled with injury.
That was 2012, wasn't it?
Yeah, so, and he ran the show at Anfield.
Yeah, I remember that game.
And his brother was in tears in the stand crying. because it was frustrating because he saw
what the potential.
What he should have been. And all down to some geezer called Dan Smith.
Yeah,
Sunderland took him out.
93rd minute.
First at Sunderland.
And who was the referee that day?
Was it Mike?
No, Dermot Gallagher. Who's now on Sky giving out wisdom. Yeah. Never even gave him a card.
Do you know what? I remember when that happened and you heard the yelp from Diaby. You heard the yelp. It was like a
Wenger went mad that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
He potentially could have. Do you remember? I remember Arsenal going up to Anfield, drawing 0-0, and he ran the show again out there, like, you know what I mean. And then like 2 games later, he was injured again, and it's just, you know,
that tackle was the tackle that caused, after that tackle, the amount of injuries he had. He played.
But what I'm saying is, when you see that with Diaby and you see that with Eduardo as well.
Yeah.
Aaron Ramsey's was as horrendous as that, and he come back and done well.
Yeah.
So it's a big up to
100%. But the thing is, you know, like Diaby, because essentially never won anything properly with Arsenal, and it didn't have that sustained career. And that's the thing with Declan Rice. I just, you know, as soon as
machine, isn't he?
Mate, he's unreal. He's
also he's a very nice person. He's top drawer, and he's a nice geezer, isn't he?
He just. Even like, you know, he knows how to win the fans over. He knows what he's doing, like, you know what I mean? Like the other way, I always go back to him. The plaudits I can give him, he could get no higher in my estimations as a player now. He's up there for me. He's not quite at the level of Vieira and Gerrard, but he's up there. I'll argue it now. But when we're playing Bayern Munich and he smashed Harry Kane, I just said, right, you know, you're up there, mate. You know what I mean? Because he knows what to do.
Talk the players leveling players out. I don't know if you see it the other night, right? When Cucurella is giving it all the beans to Madueke, and there's obviously some previous something gone on in training or at that, you know, at the club. Anyway, Cucurella's there and throws the ball down, and Madueke comes over and levels him, like just completely body checks him, and Cucurella goes like the Adama Traore.
It was good.
Do you see it when Cucurella's come flying? He's just literally launched him like that, and then João Pedro, he's gone towards him and he's literally dropped it. Like,
lovely. Well done, Nonny. Like, should have been booked for it, but
I know.
It's one of the great moments.
Listen, we've come to the end of the show.
Yeah, we have.
Just quickly, score prediction for Sunderland.
I hate score predictions.
We go on then.
I'll just say Arsenal are going to win.
Arsenal going to win,
No, you've got to give a score prediction.
No, I don't, because I'll get uncomfortable.
Listen, Chris is a legend. He can do what he wants.
Arsenal win.
All right, you're not a legend, so come on, what you've got.
I'm going to go. I think it's going to be a 3-1 Arsenal.
I'm going 2-0. Chris is going for an Arsenal win. That's good enough for us. Thanks for watching the show. We'll see you next time. Hopefully, when Arsenal have beaten Sunderland.